In the quiet, desolate deserts of Arizona, where the moonlight barely touches the rugged sands, lies a place the locals dare not visit. They call it the Cursed Grounds, a forbidden expanse whispered about in the tales of the Navajo people. It's a place where shadows seem to breathe, where the wind carries more than whispers, and where the Skinwalker, an entity born of ancient curses, roams under the pale light of the moon. This is the story of Ethan, and the night he and his friends came face to face with the unspeakable. Ethan wasn't one to believe in old legends. To him, they were just stories, tales passed down to scare children and entertain tourists. A 22-year-old aspiring photographer, Ethan lived for adventure, and when his best friend Chris suggested a weekend camping trip in the middle of nowhere, Ethan jumped at the chance. Joining them were Mia, Chris's girlfriend, and her younger sister Lily. The four had always been close, and this trip was meant to be a fun escape from the pressures of city life. But none of them knew that this would be a journey into their darkest fears. As the group drove deeper into the desert, the paved roads gave way to dirt paths. The air grew colder, and an unsettling stillness settled around them. Ethan glanced out of the window at the barren landscape. The jagged rocks and twisted trees seemed to stretch like skeletal hands toward the fading sun. "Do you think this is the place?" Mia asked, her voice tinged with unease. Chris grinned, pulling out his phone. "Yep, right in the heart of Navajo territory. The locals say this area is cursed, but honestly, I think they just want to keep it to themselves." Lily shivered. "Cursed? You didn't say anything about curses." "It's just a story," Ethan assured her. "Nothing to worry about." But deep down, even he couldn't shake the feeling that something about this place wasn't right. By the time they set up camp, the sun had dipped below the horizon, leaving them bathed in the eerie glow of the moon. The fire crackled, casting flickering shadows on their faces. Ethan began unpacking his camera, eager to capture the beauty of the desert night. As he adjusted the lens, he noticed something strange. A small weathered object half buried in the dirt near their campsite. It was a Navajo talisman, intricately carved and tied with a piece of faded string. "Check this out," Ethan called to the group, holding it up. Chris smirked. "Looks like some kind of good luck charm. Maybe we'll win the lottery after this trip." But Mia frowned. "Put it back, Ethan. You shouldn't mess with things you don't understand." Ethan laughed, tucking the talisman into his pocket. "Relax. It's just a souvenir." Little did he know that small decision had already sealed their fate. That night, as the fire began to die down, the group heard it, a distant sound, faint but unmistakable. It was a low, guttural howl that sent chills down their spines. "Coyote?" Chris suggested, though his voice wavered. "No," Mia whispered. That didn't sound like an animal." The howl came again, closer this time. It was followed by a strange scratching noise, like claws dragging against stone. Ethan grabbed his flashlight, his heart pounding. "Stay here, I'll check it out." He stepped into the darkness, the beam of light cutting through the inky blackness. The desert was silent now, unnervingly so. No insects chirped, no wind blew, just an oppressive, heavy stillness. And then, just beyond the edge of the light, Ethan saw it. A shadow moved, human in shape, but wrong. Its limbs were elongated, its movements jerky and unnatural. It crouched low, staring at him with glowing yellow eyes that pierced the night. Ethan stumbled back toward the fire, his breaths ragged. "Guys," he gasped, "there's something out there." The group froze as the shadow emerged from the darkness. It moved closer, its body contorting in ways no human could. The firelight revealed its grotesque form, part human, part animal, with skin that looked stretched and unnatural. "Skinwalker," Mia whispered, her face pale. Lily clutched her sister's arm. "What's a skinwalker?" Mia's voice trembled. "A cursed being, a Navajo witch who can shapeshift into animals or mimic human voices." As if on cue, the creature let out a horrifying scream, a sound that shifted between human cries and animal howls. Panic set in. The group grabbed their belongings and ran, the creature's guttural growls echoing behind them. But the desert was a labyrinth, its endless stretches of sand and rock disorienting them at every turn. Ethan glanced over his shoulder and saw the Skinwalker crawling on all fours, its movements unnervingly fast. "We need to split up," Chris yelled. "No!" Mia screamed. "That's what it wants!" But it was too late. The group scattered, each running in a different direction. Ethan found himself alone, the darkness pressing in around him. His flashlight flickered, the battery dying. The Skinwalker's voice echoed through the night, mimicking his friends. "Ethan, help me." It was Lily's voice, but Ethan knew better. "Stay away," he shouted, his voice trembling. The creature emerged from the shadows, now in the form of a massive coyote. Its glowing eyes bore into his soul. Ethan fell to his knees, clutching the talisman in his pocket. "What do you want?" he whispered. The Skinwalker tilted its head, almost human-like, before lunging toward him. Ethan awoke to the sound of chanting. An old Navajo elder knelt beside him, sprinkling a circle of protective herbs around them. "You've angered the spirits," the elder said, his voice stern. "That talisman was a warning, not a souvenir." Ethan explained what had happened, his voice shaky. The elder nodded gravely. "The Skinwalker thrives on fear. It will not stop until it consumes you and your friends." The elder prepared a ritual, burning sacred herbs and chanting ancient prayers. But he warned Ethan, "This will only weaken it. The true curse lies within your choices." Ethan returned to the desert with the elder, determined to save his friends. They found Chris, Mia, and Lily cornered by the Skinwalker, its grotesque form towering over them. The elder stepped forward, throwing a mixture of ash and herbs at the creature. It howled in agony, its body twisting and writhing. But the creature's yellow eyes locked onto Ethan. "You brought this upon them," it hissed. Ethan clutched the talisman, realizing he had to face his fear. "Leave them alone," he shouted. The Skinwalker lunged, but Ethan threw the talisman into the fire, breaking the curse. The creature let out a deafening scream before dissolving into the shadows. The group survived, but they were forever changed. The elder warned Ethan, "The curse may be broken, but the shadows of your choices will always follow you." As they drove away from the desert, Ethan glanced in the rearview mirror. For a brief moment, he saw glowing yellow eyes watching them from the horizon. The Skinwalker was gone, or was it? Some legends are more than just stories. They are warnings etched into the sands of time, and those who ignore them may find themselves lost in the shadows of the Skinwalker.